There he is in the car.
What up? What up? Yeah, yeah. I was about to be home, but then we got a call that somebody wanted to sign. So we'll see what happens. So we had to step out real quick in
Grinding it out,
Clarksville.
man.
Oh
Are
yeah,
you in
for sure.
Clarksville?
Yeah, right now I am. Yeah.
Where's the house at?
Honestly, not really idea, but it's a really nice area.
Yeah,
I know it's about 10 minutes from like downtown Clarksville. So
nice.
it's a nice little suburb community, nice little
Yeah,
suburb area. Hmm.
yeah. We just we closed on one 3 Mondays ago.
Yeah,
Just got it cleaned out. Had someone walk through this past week, and they'll be signing this week as a
nice.
rent to own. So
Right on. Yeah,
yeah, I
I've
love it,
never done
man.
one of those.
It's cool. You get paid. I tell people you get paid 3 times. You get paid the option fee up front.
Hmm.
You get the difference in your rent versus your mortgage, basically
Yeah,
your cash flow, and then you get paid at the end for the purchase price.
gotcha.
So I look at it like it's like a delayed flip.
Yeah,
You
but it
know,
works. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
exactly. It works for what we're going for.
Exactly.
So Dave, tell people, man, what you guys are doing out in the Nashville area, kind of what you're getting into, and
Okay.
then what does your team look like now?
Yeah, so originally we moved to, my fiance and I moved to Nashville about a year ago, almost a little bit longer than a year. We started wholesaling to build our capital. From that point on, actually, we just started keeping everything and just flipping everything because we spoke to a couple of our mentors and you're leaving a lot of money on the table. Last year we covered probably 500,000 in gross revenue, and we only had like 14 deals, and we could have probably had way more if and when it comes to like if we kept them as and flipped them or anything like that.
Yeah.
And we did that with one acquisition guy, and basically one virtual assistant.
Wow.
So this year we're trying to scale really fast. Honestly, so I hired a cold caller, a train. So I have my team consists of a recruiter for cold callers. I have two right now, and then I have a follow-up specialist. After that, we have one VA that kind of helps with the systems and all that stuff. She helps RV out with that. Right now, kind of just hired my first project manager.
Nice.
So I'm training him to take over the flip, so that can be like off hands for me
Yeah.
from now on. And we actually today I would say sign somebody, but we're taking on somebody to edit our YouTube videos because we want to
Oh,
post
nice.
more. We want to post more of our YouTube videos, but it's taking a lot of time out of my Sunday to keep editing those.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I looked into that.
Yeah, I think it's some things that people don't realize is there's a lot of things you can do,
Yeah.
right? Like I can edit videos,
Yeah,
but bro, it's a waste of my time. It's probably the same thing for you. You can figure it out,
I did. Yeah, for sure.
but it's a waste of time.
Yeah,
Like you could
exactly.
spend that time going to find leads and closing
Yeah,
things, and I think that's probably the biggest misconception with hiring is people don't want to bring people on the team because I can do it.
yeah.
I can figure it out. Like no, man, like let
It's
someone else do
yeah.
that. You go make the money. Like go
It's
find the
it's
money.
it's tough to say, but it's tough to say. But as an owner, and I think I mentioned as one of my posts that if you catch yourself doing tasks, and it's the hard truth, but if you catch yourself doing tasks that are basically like minimum wage jobs or entry level position jobs, you're wasting your time.
Yeah,
For example, like I'm the closer in the company. I hired a follow specialist because I should be focusing on the hot leads, trying to get them on the phone and trying to close the deals. I'm not
yeah,
supposed to call everybody to see if maybe their minds changed. Like, no, that's not the point. So the main thing that we're trying to get back is time, and we're
yeah.
slowly doing it. And I kind of posted about it too. For example, we get our groceries delivered because,
I saw that.
but the thing is though, people don't understand. Like, it's not that expensive. Like
It's not.
Look up Instacart, and you could. I think we paid $60 yearly fee, and that's the only charges for delivery, and you can just
Yep,
order whatever you want from different stores.
yep. So you get all that time back to do the money
Yeah,
making
yeah,
tasks, right? That's what Steve Rosenberg talks about
yeah,
all the time in our calls is
yeah,
like you let other people do that other stuff, but you just take care of like the actual revenue
for sure.
producing tasks. When did you realize that you guys had to bring someone on the team?
It was overwhelming at one point. We had so many leads coming in, and I couldn't handle them. I was too overwhelmed. When it comes to systems, we were trying different types of marketing. Our list was getting messed up. I mean, one time we even sent out a list of direct mail, and we messed up on the addresses and the names. So we had people call us back like, "Why are you calling me about this property? I don't own that property." I'm like, "That's about
That's
about
when that's when you just hit them with a, well, do you own any properties?
yeah, exactly." Exactly. But that was like about 3K just blown on direct mail, but that's all good.
Yeah, man, it's
That's all
part of the
good.
learning
Yeah.
process. What I think one of the biggest things that I've heard a lot is, I just don't have money to hire someone.
Yeah.
I don't have the capital. Did you guys do anything creative when you brought someone on? Like, as far
Mm,
as maybe an acquisitionist, they get
yeah.
commission only or anything like that?
We start them off with 1500 I think it's 1500 between 1500 and 2000 for base pay. And then
Yep.
after that they'll get commission off every deal. For example, they'll get
Nice.
commission off a wholesale deal, they'll get commission off flips. So a
Oh,
percentage
wow.
of the flip they get to keep as well. If we keep it as a rental, I think we are set at I think it's maybe 1,000 or 1,500 per rental if we keep,
Yep.
just to make sure that they're rewarded. We also have like quarterly bonuses that we give
Nice.
out, and there's also an end of the year, like a big bonus end of the year. That's
Nice.
basically what we do.
Nice. Are you looking to hire? Because I see people coming on and off. Are you
Yeah,
looking to hire anyone right now?
I
Maybe
am.
someone has the skill set that's watching can jump in with you, an
I
RV.
am. Actually, we're looking for a follow specialist. Somebody wants to grow become a follow specialist and eventually become a closer. Um, Also, we have a different company that we're busy setting up, and we're looking for like a partner in that potentially. We're looking for somebody that has their entrepreneur mindset that wants to actually run that business. It's not direct real estate business. It's a RV doesn't want me to say it, but I'm going to say it. It's a direct mail. We own our own direct mail machines.
Oh, dude,
Um,
come on, man.
we
I
own our
love
own
it.
direct mail machines, and we have all that equipment. We're using it for us and a couple other investors. We didn't market it like that, but
Sure.
we're going to start marketing it. But we want to, what you call it? We want to have somebody in position for that first because we're busy. I'm busy right
Yeah.
now, so busy, and I can't handle all that traffic coming in for that company.
Yep. Absolutely, man. Someone wants to know, are you hiring virtually? I told you, man, this will work. Will you take
You can,
virtual hires?
we can
So
talk.
send him a message. Send
Yeah,
him a
we can
message
talk
on Instagram, and I think. Oh, yeah, yeah. They're in San Diego. I think
we
that's
can
San
talk
Diego. Come on, man. I'm
for
just trying to
sure.
help grow your business. That's it.
Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure.
Hey,
That's growing a business is hard, man. Like people don't understand. Like hiring process, like getting that in order, it's really hard. Um,
yeah. What is the in real estate? It's
yeah.
I forget how they say it. You make your money when you buy,
Oh yeah.
right? In hiring, that's the same thing. You make your money when you hire because you got to
Yeah.
make sure you hire the right person.
Oh for sure.
You hire
We
slow, fire quick, man.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's all about we already experienced and the latest mentor we have now. It's all about continuous growth,
Hmm.
continuous training, and that's something I lacked with my old acquisition manager. I had to actually let him go because he wasn't cutting it anymore. He was just not interested anymore.
Mm.
And I think that's when I found out that continuous training was something I was missing. So by all
Wow.
means, I'm not like an expert in hiring and like growing a team, but I'm at that phase where I'm starting to get a hang of it and
Yeah.
I'm starting to like see the results. For example, my cold caller, I got a cold caller and she was so good on the phones. I said, you're going to become my follow specialist." So
Right.
and
Yep.
within a month, she became my follow specialist, which means more pay, more money, higher bonus. And
Yeah.
I told her like I'm going to make you into my closer now because you're really good on the phones, which means higher commission, more money.
Yep.
So and that's the main. I mean, for me, that's kind of the main reason why people are in real estate. At the end of the day, their motivation might be something different, but money is a big factor, and
Yep.
that's how you kind of keep your the good employees happy. You got to reward them
Yep.
for what they're worth, basically.
Absolutely. There's a book, Jim Collins, Good to Great, that talks about getting the right people in the right
Hmm.
seat on the
Yeah.
bus. And so she might have been good at cold calling, but you were able to identify as the manager
Yeah.
that, oh, wait, hold on. Like she can do good here, but she could do really good
Really
here.
good. Yeah.
So let me move her over to this seat.
Yeah.
And now she's thriving,
Hmm.
right? What is, let me take a pause and just let all the people who just jumped on know we're talking about building teams, hiring, training, managing. So if you have questions for Dave, him and his fiance run the real estate business in Nashville, put them in the comments or in that little question bubble, and we'll answer some questions soon. But Dave, kind of what is the process? Let's say you hire someone or you get
Hmm.
someone on the team. Like, what are you looking for in a good hire?
To be honest, your virtual assistants and cold calls is different because that's just one set job basically. But once I'm trying to hire now, and actually I'm looking for a follow specialist in office. I'm trying to have somebody in the office
Got it.
actually. I'm looking for somebody that is, I would say, coachable. Um,
That's
that's
huge.
the coachable and somebody I can have a conversation with. Because most of the time I'm going to be in the office with you most of the day.
Yep.
So if I can't have a normal conversation with you, if it's going to be hard for me to be around you every day, to have a good
Yeah.
time, it's all about when you make your hire, it needs to be a good culture fit for you and your
Yep.
company. My company's not corporate like that. I mean, we're very relaxed, but at the end of the day, we're out here to make money, and we let them know like we're in this to make money for the company,
Yep.
but we also want to have fun with it at the same time.
Yeah, man. I always tell people you got to hire people you like. Like if I don't
Yeah,
like you, like there's no like qualification. It's not a test, but
yeah,
if we just don't vibe, it's not gonna work, man. Because
no, for sure.
like I gotta be with you 8 hours a day. Like I gotta have fun with you. You gotta be able to joke and all of that.
One of my mentors told me this is where my mind shifted completely. One of my mentors told me, yeah, we have a process, the first interview, second interview, the third one, we go to a bar with the team and we
Yeah,
hang
right.
out.
Yep.
And she said, if I can't have a drink with you at the bar,
Yep.
then and have a normal conversation, then what am I gonna do like on our free time
Right.
when we have fun? So like that really shifted my mind. Is like that makes so much sense. I'm trying to hire like the right salesperson. Instead, I need to hire the person with the right mindset, the right
Right.
he just coachable, now does he fit our culture, basically.
Yep. Culture is a big thing. I forget who it is who says culture is what you celebrate and tolerate, right? And so every company has a culture, even
Yeah.
if you don't intend to create it. It's built around the things that you're excited about, and
Yeah.
then also the things you let slide. Like if you let people slide coming in late, you have a late culture,
Yep.
right? Like if you let things slide, like people don't follow up or
Yep.
people aren't accountable to what they say they're going to do, and you let that go, now you got a lazy culture. And it's not like you built it that way. It's what you're
Yeah.
tolerating. Um, one more quote. What was it? Just because you got me going on culture. Oh, the worst thing you can do for a culture is tolerate a bad employee. That's the worst thing you can do for your other employees,
Oh, for sure.
right? Because they see what someone else is doing, not meeting the standards that your company has. And now they're like, wait, but he's still getting paid well. And I'm over
Exactly.
here grinding it out and I'm not getting rewarded. So that was
So we have more of a team mentality. So I have like team meetings with the whole team on Monday. And we go over the wins, we go over the results. For example, with the cold callers, if the numbers are down, and I do that in front of everybody.
yeah,
Like
right,
I told the
exactly.
follow
Yep.
specialist, like, hey, you're slacking on this. This is what you need to get better at. And after that, I was gonna say something. Forgot what I was gonna say.
All good. You told me, I think it was a while ago, or maybe I saw a video that you used to
Yeah.
hoop in college, right?
Oh, for sure.
How much has that and that culture of being on a team helped you as you start managing people and managing your own team?
Yeah, that's why I recruit now. I recruit student athletes
Oh, do you really?
that are graduating.
That's so smart, man. That's so smart. That
Think
is so
about it. Just
smart.
think about it. Like as a student athlete, we have basically a full-time job
Yep.
because that pays for our tuition,
Yep.
and we need to go to school.
Yep.
So we need to juggle school, then you need to juggle practice,
Yep.
plays, theories. Then you have to prepare
Oh
for
yeah.
games. So like it made sense to me. Like, yo, why am I recruiting like salespeople? I need student
Right.
athletes
Yep.
that are in that culture. They know that culture, especially if you recruit from teams that have a winning culture.
Right. Exactly. Yep.
Then
That's
it's a
helpful.
win. Hmm.
What position did you play when you were hooping?
I was a little bit of everything. I was mainly
Yeah.
small forward. I
Small
was
forward.
mainly
Okay.
yeah.
I
I was
ran.
mainly forward.
I played point from when I was like 5 years old all the way through
Yeah.
1 year of junior college.
Uh,
And so, kind of my thing is I always relate things back to sports because it makes sense for me.
yeah.
Right. And then after junior college, then I went and coached high school basketball for 6 years out in San Francisco.
Yeah.
And so that's one of those things, man. Like I think a lot of people maybe doubt their ability to manage people or manage
Hmm.
teams or build teams. But a lot of this stuff is things you've experienced before. Like if you've ever played on a team, even like my son is trying
No,
to tell
that's
you
good.
guys
All
too. He's
good.
trying to teach you guys. Even if you played as like you were 4 years old playing soccer, like you know what it feels like to be on a team.
Oh, for
And
sure.
so all I do is I just replicate, man, like my glory days when I had the most fun. What
Yeah.
kind of culture and environment do I want to create for everyone on this team? So,
That makes
what do
sense.
you feel like as a manager managing teams? What's the one thing that you can do to like destroy your team? Like, what's the worst thing you could do as a manager, or the worst
Okay.
mindset to have as a manager?
I would say, besides from mindset, I would say if you're trying to manage teams, if you're trying to manage cold callers or follow specialists and closers, you need to know how to do those roles.
Mm,
You need to know what it takes to be a cold caller. Need to know what it takes to be a follow specialist. Because if you hire somebody and you tell them like this is what you do, like think about it. If you somebody hires you and they try to coach you on how to close deals, in your mind I'm like, how many deals have you closed? Like where's your proven record? You
yep.
need to be able to prove that. And that's one of the big things I've learned. Because recently RV and I made a change. I wasn't that committed to the what you call it acquisition side. I was more the
Hmm.
construction side.
Got it.
And RV was struggling with the hiring process and coaching and like training people. And I just said, I'm going to take it over because that's what I'm mainly good at. So we
Right.
started doing that, implementing that. But when it comes to mindset, um, I would say you need to be able to be able to adapt, especially because everybody's
Yeah.
different. Everybody's different. Like my one cold caller was amazing. She came on flying, just doing
Yeah.
everything. But my other cold caller was a little slower. She was more of a softer. She had more of a soft heart, and cold callers it can get rough.
Yeah, man.
It can get rough. So I kind of have to like every week almost we have to like kind of talk there like, hey, you're never gonna see him again. Like it's just a call.
Right.
And she starts getting way better, and now she wants to. She approached me and she said, "Can I have the opportunity to become a follow-up specialist?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's
Oh
do it."
wow.
So like it takes time, but you just have to adapt to the type of person that you have on your team.
Yeah, man. I feel like some cold callers get like PTSD from some of the calls
Oh,
they
for
get,
sure.
man. Like I've been
Oh, for
called some
sure.
crazy things on the phone,
Yeah,
like and like some of those things I'm
yeah.
like,
Because
why'd you tell me that?
I recruit my own and I train them, so I keep my cold callers are in house. That's
Mm,
what I do.
nice. Uh, I'm sorry. This kid is wild. Something you said and something that Kamohai and Tristan commented is finding the right employees and managing them.
Yeah.
I don't know how big of a reader you guys are that are tuning in, but if you want to know organizational leadership, Patrick Lencioni is by far the best at organizational leadership, which is managing teams and building structure. And one of the things he says as far as managers is our jobs, we are CROs, right? We're chief reminding officers. That's what we
Hmm.
get paid to do. We get paid to remind people what their job
Yeah.
is. We get paid to remind people of why we even hired them in the first place. Like, you
Yeah.
guys are in the positions you're in because we believe in you. And that's it. And I have a team outside of real estate for my work. I have a team of 13 directors. And every day I've got to send them a text or an email. Hey guys, I believe in you. You guys are on the team for a reason. we wouldn't be here without you. And just a small little bit of encouragement to remind them of why they're even there, man, it goes a long way. And so if you manage a team right now and you're just not seeing results, just try it. Just try 7 days straight of just encouraging the heck out of your team and reminding them of how great they are and why they're even in the place that they're in to begin with.
Yeah. That's a good question over there. Do any of you guys work for?
Oh, go ahead.
That's a really good question, honestly, and that's one of the hardest parts when it comes to hiring in person, because what you're gonna have these days is a lot of people want to be entrepreneurs, and that's just a fact. A lot of people want to be entrepreneurs, so you have to be careful to hire somebody that is committed to your company, or is just there to learn and dip, which happens. Which happens. You can't control it like that because and people do certain things. But trying to find that balance of somebody that wants to be an entrepreneur, and somebody, I prefer somebody that maybe doesn't have aspiration of becoming an entrepreneur, or they don't know it yet. I would definitely help to in the future want to help them grow. Let's say I hire somebody and they say like, hey, like I want to do this on my own, or I want to start my own company. I'm like, go ahead. Yep. You have the tools now. If you really want to do it, I'm not going to hold you back.
Yep.
But once we found out is that when people join us, they realize like how much work. I had an intern one time. He was like, I want to work for you guys, but I want to do my own thing in the future. I'm like, be intern, we can do it for free. I'll teach you everything. Literally teaching him everything. He was in RV's office. So he experienced all the conversations that I had with RV when it comes to marketing, strategies, all that stuff. But guess what? He disappeared. He's not with us anymore because he saw how tough it is to run an actual company like that.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. A lot of people who say they have aspirations to be in your seat, the reality is like 99% of them won't do it.
No.
Like, and that's just, and that's fine. It's nothing against them, but not everyone is built to manage a team and to really be an entrepreneur. And so my answer to that question is, I have people who say all the time, like, yeah, I want to do this. I want my business to be this. I want to make X amount of dollars a year. Like, I feel like the more outlandish and grand people's pitches are, it just shows you that they're not actually going to do it. like, I want to have a team this big. I want to do this. I want to be in multiple countries and markets. And you're like, bro, just learn how to cold call. Just learn how to follow up on an email. Like, let's start there. And they disqualify themselves.
Yeah. I give them the tools. I mean, I tell them all the time, like, there's opportunity to grow. I always have to position on top of it. It's not filled yet because I'm doing it. But if you want it, it's there. If you want it, it's there.
Yep, that's truth right there. Uh-oh. I think we're about to have a snack meltdown, guys.
Wow.
Uh-oh. I ran out of snacks for him. Any other questions that we got regarding building teams, or managing people, hiring VAs even? I don't know how you do VAs. I tried once, and man, that's hard. That's hard.
It's I would say I recruit. Honestly, I recruit. And I'll be honest, I use my international background because RV and I both are not born and raised in the US. So we use our backgrounds to recruit, and we found our own virtual assistants and cold callers.
That's smart. What's any VA help for bookkeeping? That would be a you question. I know nothing about VAs.
VAs, there are some decent ones, but from my experience, a CPA is better in the US.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. Yep.
And I would recommend Anna Klein. She's my CPA. She focuses mainly on real estate investors. So that's my advice. Or overall bookkeeping organization tips.
Oh, buddy.
That's more of an RV question. RV handles all the logistics and all that KPIs. She's crazy about KPIs.
You just got to know where you're good, man. You got to know your strengths.
I
That's
stay
not
away
me.
from that. The day she told me, Dave, you don't have to worry about that, I'm like, yes, please.
Right? Just freedom, man.
Yeah.
How do you pay the VAs? I've done one, and it was paid via PayPal. I think I got them on Fiverr. I just went on Fiverr, and I was like, I need someone to do 100 cold calls.
Yeah.
And then it was all through PayPal.
I think mine was PayPal, and I do MoneyGram sometimes. Sometimes PayPal is active.
Oh, nice.
So I do MoneyGram usually.
Nice. What is let me ask this last one, Dave. When you get someone on the team, is there a process that you have to kind of onboard them and make sure that they're set up for success?
Yeah. Usually the process is it's hands-on in the beginning, definitely hands-on, but we basically set out the period, and we provide you with intel, hands-on training. We give you homework, like you need to study this.
Nice.
Tomorrow or later in the day, we're going to review everything to see where you are.
Nice.
But what we've realized is that you can train how much you want in the beginning. It's not going to be perfect.
Right.
That's why you have to have your weekly meetings to basically repeat everything. It's just like sports.
Yep.
If you want to play one time, you're not going to remember it. You have to run it today, run it twice today, wait till the next day, run it again.
It has to become second nature.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's why there's phases. That's why we have a follow specialist. That's why we have a closer. Because if I'm trying to, we did that mistake once. We tried to hire somebody that didn't really have real estate experience, and we just said, all right, you're going to be my closer. You know?
Right.
And that is where we messed up. Like, no, that's too much. That's way too much info, like in one short period of time.
Yep, that's huge, man. Is there anyone that you kind of lean on as far as maybe books, podcasts, coaches, specifically in regards to the business and kind of building your teams? Not so much real estate operations, but just team building, organizational leadership, and structure.
I'll be honest, I'm not a big reader.
Okay.
I'm not a big reader, but that's the main reason why is because I am really my motivation comes from within.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to that, a lot of people read to build their motivation.
Yeah.
I rarely have to do that because I'm motivated just by I just go. Yeah. However, I do need to start reading. For sure. I'm lacking on that. But the only book that I've ever read that I fully enjoyed is a book called Honey Who Moved My Cheese.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
That's probably my favorite book to read. It's a small book, but it made so much sense to me. Much sense to me. That
was the first book I read in my first business class in college. That was the first one on the list. Here's a funny thing. And I'm going to assume the same for you, but people think just because I'm in real estate and they ask oh, what's the number one book I should read? They'll ask me. And they think I'm going to say Rich Dad, Poor Dad. But I've never read that book before. I've never read that book, not once.
I haven't read it either.
You haven't either, right? Everyone's like, oh yeah, it's Rich Dad, Poor Dad, right? And I'm like, sure, whatever. I've never read it, but I'm sure it'll help you.
No, I haven't read it.
I'm a big reader. My recommendations would be Patrick Lencioni. And probably, maybe Jocko Willink. He was like a Navy SEAL. Commanding officer, and so he teaches a lot of the principles that he used in the military on missions and how to work together as a team. So that's always been helpful for me. Last kind of little nugget I'll drop, and then I'll give you a little bit of time to drop any last thing, is everyone that I hire or I bring on, we do a leadership profile, and that's the DISC test, DISC. Yeah. That's an Enneagram assessment, which measures why people respond emotionally the way they do. And then we do the rocket fuel, visionary versus integrator assessment. And all it does is it doesn't identify like your rock stars. It just teaches you how to better communicate with people, right? Like I'm on the DISC assessment, my test results come back as a DI, which means I'm domineering and influential. And so when I talk to people, I want to talk big vision, man. I want to talk
Yeah,
dreams.
exactly.
I want to dream together. I want to inspire you. And so when I talk to someone who's like a numbers person, super analytical, which would be an SC, like, man, I like die in those conversations.
Gotcha.
Like I don't do well in like the KPI conversations.
Yeah,
But if I'm going to manage people like that, I've got to learn how to talk their language. And so that's probably the best thing I can give to the people watching on
yeah,
this call is create a leadership profile for your team and figure out it's really a learning experience for you because you have to learn how to communicate and motivate your own team the best way. And so that's been the easiest way for me to do it. What's your number one if you were to leave everyone with one thing?
I would say definitely know your strengths and weaknesses. If you're in that phase where you're looking to grow, whatever company you're in, whatever business you're doing, if you know that you're a decent salesperson, like you're okay at it, that's fine. You don't have to be the greatest salesperson. What I do, I'm not the greatest salesperson. I wasn't. I'm not. But what I did was I got the right training,
Come on.
and with the right training, I offer my people so they can become even better than me. I want them to.
Yep.
I tell them, I want you to become better than me. I want you to be the
Yep.
top closer. I want you. So kind of knowing your weaknesses and your strengths. For example, I don't know KPIs. I don't like KPIs. That systems list. I don't want to know anything about them. But RV goes crazy about them.
Right.
So that's a good combination for us. But definitely know your strengths, know your weaknesses, so you know exactly how to scale it. If you don't know much about it, get somebody or contact somebody that knows much more about it.
Yep.
So that way, if you want to train somebody to do it, you have more knowledge about it.
Yep, that's the truth, man. Where can people find you? Instagram, Facebook, YouTube?
Yep. You can find
What
my
do you got going on?
Instagram. You can also go to moneymakingduo.com. We have a bunch of things there that can help you out. There's also in my link in bio, you have a bunch of free resources. I think it's a bunch of calculators in there, and there's also a credibility packet that you can use if you want to find private money or hard money
Oh, nice.
lenders. Yeah.
Wow.
And last but not least, if you want direct mail, let me know. Our company's soon probably going to start like advertising it, and you can find me in
man.
Miami. Yes, so you can find me in Miami. That is true. I love Miami.
That's awesome, man. Well, thanks for jumping in. If you guys have
No
any
problem.
questions about hiring VAs, managing, building, go follow Dave. Also follow his fiance, RV. Follow their YouTube channel. They put out some pretty cool videos too. Follow him on everything. Go buy his direct mail. Use his service. Go find him a flip in Nashville or somewhere surrounding. Like, find him wholesale deals. Come on, man. I appreciate you spending your Saturday with me, man. Go ahead and
No
get
problem.
that signing. Go get that money, man.
Yep, for sure. Appreciate it.
All right, guys. Have a good weekend.